There's a lot of manipulation and a lot of back and forth that goes into getting someone to... Welcome to the Livermore Academy YouTube channel, where we break down reality TV, social media, and celebrity gossip so you can get an understanding of toxic, narcissistic, and abusive dynamics and trauma, and what this can look like in real time. So if that sounds good to you, subscribe, hit that bell, and let's get into it. So I was going through TikTok, and Hailey in this video was delusional, but I understand 100% how she got here. So that's what I want to talk about, because there's a lot of work that goes into it. She's not just a crackpot who just cannot see or comprehend reality. There's a lot of manipulation and a lot of back and forth that goes into getting someone to think and behave in the way that Hailey is thinking and behaving in this video. This clip also made me wonder whether she was actually being serious in this. Like, it's clear that she's delusional, but it was also clear to me that she was maybe aware of a few things and lying a little bit, right? But I'm going to play the clip and you tell me in the comments which one you think it is. Is she lying, just out and out lying, or is she being delusional? Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Justin is not nice to her and he mistreats her. And I'm just like, it's so far from the truth, and it's the complete and utter opposite. Like, I really am lucky to say I'm with someone who is extremely respectful of me, who makes me feel special every single day. And so when I see the opposite of that, I'm just like...
Here she's saying that she's lucky to be with someone who is extremely respectful of her. Girl, we have all seen him slam the car door in your face, amongst other things, right? That doesn't come from someone who is extremely respectful. Even if he was angry, someone who is extremely respectful of you isn't going to do something like that in a moment of anger. They're just not going to do it. So what you're describing and what we saw is like night and day. The two people are not connected. Okay, so that's where it gets to sounding delusional for me. When she was talking about other people thinking that they're unhappy, okay, fair enough, each to their own. But when she gets into him being so respectful of her, yeah, she went to another stratosphere with that one. But like I said, I can see how it can happen, because Justin is very good at the hot and cold treatment, the on and off, the up and down. He's very good at that. And that kind of treatment can create a trauma bond, which is why we should never be in any situation as women where someone is hot and cold with us, because it leaves us vulnerable to creating a trauma bond. And once that has been created, you do tend to start doing things and saying things like what she said. Even if we know it's not true, you end up doing it in order to cover for your person's toxic behavior, right? You essentially end up lying to cover for them and to also save yourself the embarrassment of how he truly makes you feel. But then even with the trauma bond, I do believe there's also a level of delusion involved, because when you're in these toxic, narcissistic, and abusive dynamics, when they are good, they are so good in the way that you want them to be good, right? When they're love bombing, it's great and we eat it up. And then we tend to magnify those moments to kind of overshadow all the darker, negative, more disrespectful times. So essentially, we just end up focusing on the good things. And for those of you who are like, he's never done anything good, here's a video of him being good. Here he's saying that he's got the best girl in the game or the baddest girl in the game. The sound is not on for this, but this is what he's saying. And then he's like, she's so awesome, which really is a bit narcissistic and love bombing, because he's not really saying why she's awesome. And saying that he's got the best girl in the game is more competitive speech rather than him really valuing her as a person. So again, it's a little bit shallow, but let's keep going. Them mucking around together, him being affectionate towards her. So these things are actually happening in their relationship, and that is part of the problem. This is what keeps her holding on, keeps her hoping, by design. That's why they do it. That's why they're hot and cold, right? They're hot so they can get away with being cold. They're hot and cold so you can hang on to the next time, for the next time when they decide to be hot again, when they desire to be affectionate again. But it becomes fewer and farther between as time goes by and their abusive behavior gets worse. That's the problem, right? And then in an effort to kind of like fill in the gaps, we magnify the good times. And that is how you end up in an interview saying nonsense like this. You're covering for him, you're covering for yourself, you're saving yourself the embarrassment, but then you're also half kind of believing it. You have expanded the times in which he acted respectful in your mind to excuse the rest of it. So in conclusion, the hot and cold treatment will A, create a trauma bond that can cause you to lie and cover for your toxic, and B, will also make you delusional about the amount of love you are actually receiving in your relationship, because we start to expand on the crumbs. So guys, when you see someone behaving in this way, when the opposite is so clearly true, a lot of the time it is way more complex than what you're looking at in that moment. A lot of the time, it isn't just about them being stupid and delusional. A lot of the time, there's a lot of psychological manipulation that is going into creating that response, okay? But those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. And until the next time, live boldly, live empowered, live from the inside out. Bye for now.
It was love and all the above, but you wanna suffer. Trauma recovery.